Hello people, Juggler here. Now this chapter has some issues. The killer mainly. It's not that the concept sucks, it's just, well, the power is kind of pointless. It's drones, only it's not really drones. When I think of a drone, I think of something that flies around and not just a floating boon, because that's essentially what it is. It's a boon what's floating in the sky. I know this sounds kind of negative, so I'll give my opinion with a kind of shit sandwich feel. The new maps are awesome, and the slight map tweak for Shelterwoods is a breath of fresh air. I really like that. I hope they do more stuff like this in the future for other updates. But the killer is what a lot of people will pay their money for, and she's just so basic. Power is a really cool idea, but the drones just don't really do anything. So I figured I'd ask someone to rework it for us and see if they can do a better job than Behaviour has. My dad. I'm going to call him and get his opinion of a game that he's never played before. He also doesn't play any games whatsoever. So if he can come up with a better power and more than Behaviour, then I'm pretty concerned in the direction that this game's going. You know that game that I play, that Dead by Daylight, and it's got like killers and survivors.
Yeah.
The one what I made that video with you on. Do you remember that?
Alright.
So obviously that new killer came out, didn't it? The one with the one with the mask on its face. It's called the skull merchant.
Yeah.
And it's got drones, and obviously it has to like chase and kill survivors. How would you design that as a killer? If you've got a killer, it's got one hand. It's like half cyborg, half female, and it's got a claw for a hand, and it's got drones. So it summons like like flyable drones. If you were a games developer and you were saying, oh, you know what, I need to kill the survivors somehow with this killer, what would be your that's what you've got. You've got drones. You've got half machine, half character, like cyborg.
I'd use the drones.
Yeah.
To be killers. So
yeah.
You could have like a thing attached to your arm, you'd have like a little thing that comes on the screen that would, as you press a button on your handset,
yeah.
you can then see what the drone can see.
Okay.
And then the drone would have missiles attached to it.
Missiles? Oh, okay. So you'd go inside the drone and like fly around in it.
But no. I'm on the ground.
Yeah. But I mean, your view would be the drone's view.
I'm walking around.
Yeah.
On the field, and on the right hand side of my screen, I'd see a picture what the drone could see, and then what you do then is you'd load. In my head, I would lock it on like a missile on some subject, press my button on my handset, and you'd see on the right hand side a two-way picture of the drone firing at it.
Okay, so you do split the screen in two?
Split, I'd have it, to be honest with you, I'd have it quarters me, a quarter drone.
That's quite a good idea, actually, because obviously what half of the face is what would you do about, obviously you can't control two things at the same time. You've got to be, your character has to be stationary while the other thing's moving. You can't be moving around at the same time because you can only control one thing at once. So would you be stopped still and then the drone's flying around? You don't need to, don't forget, you don't need to hide either. You're the killer, so you're chasing them. They're running from you.
Oh, brilliant.
So you can just stop out in the open if you want, swap to your drone.
Yeah, you could see them in the distance then, and then just stay there stationary and do all your locking in. Press a button so it flicks from to the drone.
Yeah.
And the handset becomes control of the drone. Eyeball it up, and then like lock it in, like I say, press the X button.
Okay. So when it's locked in, are you then re-controlling your character?
Yes, back to my character.
So what would you do with that character whilst the drone is obviously chasing someone else? Because you've got this big claw as a weapon, like Predator.
Yeah.
You've got your eyeball, which has got some kind of infrared technology on it. You've got your drones, which are flying around. So you would send the drone, you'd swap to your drone, which is a quarter of your screen. You would lock on...
Yeah, start off with your eyeball.
Yeah.
So it'll take some distance. That's like a special bionic eye.
Okay.
And then it goes... Sense further than anybody else.
So can you see through walls and stuff? Like, you can see the aura, like the outline of a character?
Yeah, like the wall.
Okay, like Predator. Okay, yeah, I get that.
I like the heat sensor, yeah.
Okay.
which would pick up someone in the building, for example.
Right.
The best one ever would blow up the whole building.
You can't do that though. That's just too. All you can do is you can damage the survivors, and then you can knock them down. You got to hit them twice to knock them down.
Another thing you can also build in to make it more fun. The drone also 2 bombs on it, pick up from off the ground. They'll be planted in the ground to actually contribute to missiles, recoup them from various places.
Okay. You've got to remember, there's 2 sides of the coin. You've got the survivors, who are other people who are playing against you, and they have to have a chance. So I like the idea of the eye being able to see people in the distance. Obviously, if you use that once, you couldn't just constantly see everyone, because that wouldn't be fair. That would be one thing she could have. You want to be able to swap to the drone, which is... Would you say the drone's constantly got a quarter of your screen, and it can see in the area, and it's in the air?
I was only thinking one drone.
No, well, what about 2 drones then? You could have the quarter of the screen split into 2. You've got the top and the bottom, and you can see what they can see.
I don't understand why you'd want one handset controlling 2 drones. That wouldn't work.
No, but with your idea, you could have it as a camera, so it's up in the air and it can see like a bird's eye view of below it, so you know where if survivors run past that drone, you will see them. And then if you see them, you can aim at the drone, swap to the drone, and then try and shoot them once or something.
I think you're over-egging it. I think you could do everything from one drone. You could have a camera built into the drone.
Yeah.
You don't need to have 2 drones on the go, in my eyes, anyway. I think.
Okay.
If you're a games developer, you're making the whole thing too complicated. And what I'd love to do if I was a developer, like I say, I have to areas where you pop up and everything, so it makes it harder. Drone. Once that drone's missed you, it's not guaranteed to hit. It runs out of bullets.
Yeah, you've got to hit that person, haven't you? You've got to make sure it's a skill. You've got to, yeah.
Yeah, and then the next skill is finding the extra ammunition to restock yourself.
Okay.
And you might have used both your weapons gone, drone. All you've got left is your camera. You have like a heat sense, possibly. It would sense where the one of the telltale things showing you where to find the ammo.
But no, I like your idea. I'm just kind of curious because at the moment, quite underwhelming. It got released and well, it's not been released. It's in beta. It's like in a test thing where people test it out and not got the best reception from people.
Why are you going to put something nice into them as well?
No. My opinions means nothing to people. But I'd figured I'd take what you say as a person who doesn't play games and see what your opinion was on it. But
well, that's what I would just put. And then if also what you could also have some form of part of that game is to get close and personal enemy.
yes.
You're trying to kill. So if you took that away, if I said to you, right, let's have the claw as a special power, it can shoot lasers out of it, kill you with a laser, then you're taking away that one-on-one combat.
It's not as fair either.
No, I think just leave it as a claw, and that's it, isn't it?
And also the name, the Skull Merchant, does that mean anything to you? Do you think that would be any way put into the killer?
Skull Merchant. That's
Yeah.
what it's called now.
That's its name, yeah. Here's another one for you then. When you kill someone and it goes into an animation of like a cinematic of killing someone, so you've got your drone, you've got your claw, you've got your half cyborg face, half human face. How would you kill the person? How would it look? What would you see?
Oh, okay, the drone could start off, couldn't it? The drone sees the person for you. Distance locks the person on.
Oh no, you don't. This is just like showing you a little tiny video. It's not like you're not controlling this at all.
I've got another brilliant idea.
Go on.
The drone, first stage, actually, yeah, because you're the skull merchant. The drone actually freezes you, like sends a shockwave through to you, literally stuns you, almost like you're frozen.
Okay.
He can't, literally stunned. You're literally kind of brain dead from the neck down. Can't move. And then you as a big predator skull merchant, move your big claw
Okay.
right on top of this person's skull or head, and then suddenly the whole power of the arm crushing down on it, and that's the person.
That's a cool idea for a video. I quite like that, actually. That's cool.
Yeah, so you're using the two items.
Yeah, so for the cinematic at the end, you'd have the drone fly in, freeze them by just like, I don't know, zapping them with something on the head. They freeze in, they're completely stunned, like brain dead. And then Claw comes down, maybe crushes them and removes the skull, or crushes the skull down, or something like that.
Correct, yeah. I would probably go for the skull being buried into the ribcage.
Yeah, because they don't mind doing stuff like that. Do you know, with certain ones, they've had it where they lift them in the air and break all like the legs and arms and stuff. So that's not, yeah, I like that. That's cool. That's cool though. I like that idea.
Hope I'm not being videoed. Are you filming me now?
Maybe.
You're not, are you?
Yeah.
God, so that's gonna go on for the. Oh my.
Only if you don't mind. If you do mind, not a problem. It's good to talk about these things. Do you mind? It's up to you, honestly. Honestly, yeah.
Alright, if as long as I sound okay, I don't mind.
I think it's, well, you sound better than the games developers.
Yeah.
Are you back home now?
I'm at home now. Yeah.
All right.
I'll let you go then.
No worries. I'll catch you later. See you later. You too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
What's people's thoughts on my dad's idea then for a killer? Too OP? Anyway, if you like this kind of stuff, then like, subscribe, and other YouTube things. All jokes aside, I do hope they take all feedback on board of other players and content creators, because if this chapter goes live in its current state, I wouldn't be buying any of it. Maybe a survivor, but usually a chapter has to have one or two things for me. A cool perk design or a cool killer who's fun to play. This has neither. If anything, it's a knight that's reskinned, only worse. I'll be trying to make a video on how I'd make the killer better at some point, so stay tuned. Cheers.